Hi, good morning everyone. Tuesday morning here, beautiful, sun's out, dew's on the grass. I'm feeling really good about this week at the moment. Just wanted to talk briefly today about inspiration. I'm reading a book at the moment called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and she's got a really cool notion of inspiration and how ideas work, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. So back in the day, she says that Greek philosophers, they talk about the idea of genius and inspiration living outside the body. That not a person isn't a genius, but they have a genius. That if they're open to it, inspiration will enter them and use them as a vessel to create and to live out this idea. And she talks about herself as being a bit of a mystical soul, and I guess the title of her book, Big Magic, kind of hints at that. But this idea that inspiration is something which we need to be open to, and that when we feel it and get it, we need to ride that wave as much as we can. It's like being in that scientific concept of flow, when you feel like the energy of the universe, for a better word, is just pushing you along, and things are just coming out, and things are easy. I mean, you still got to work, still got to do the work, but Elizabeth Gilbert talks about the idea of being on one of those floor escalators at the airports. That is just a moving floor, and you still have to walk towards your gate, but you got this extra help along, and that's what she talks about inspiration being like. That's kind of what I felt like when I first started thinking about this idea of EduSparks. I started writing and talking about the vision and the idea and the big concepts and the messages, which I think are so important for a group like this. And I had this energy, this excitement, and all I had to do was open up to it and start doing the work, and it was just flowing. And it doesn't happen very often. But when we do get this inspiration of something, an idea, sort of, I feel like it can enter us. And we start thinking about it like that. When that happens, you really got to take the opportunity, take the moment, and live it out, and give that idea its time to see it through. And I think that happens in education as well, and innovating in education and creating and inventing. And when we get those ideas, we've got to do them justice. When we are entered by inspiration, or we have genius tapping on our shoulder, we need to follow it through, give it the time of day, and do the work to see it through. Ride that wave while it's there, because it doesn't last forever, and sometimes it feels really rare when we do get inspired or an inspiration to do something. So I'll be really interested to hear about if you've had a time like that where you feel like things are they just started flowing, where inspiration had entered you. And you had to do work, but you just felt like you were being pushed along by this idea, by a genius sitting on your shoulder. Alright, cool. Share with us later. Catch you all later.